Okay, so welcome to college algebra. Everyone in the right place? Yes, this is section 19, and my name is Robert DiGiovanni. I'm a full-time instructor here. I've been here longer than most of you have been alive. So I'm telling you that because this is my full-time job. Sometimes in college you'll get an adjunct instructor who's only part-time and their availability is limited. So I am available, I'm here Monday through Friday. So I'll go over the office hours and all that. There's a seat here and chairs. I think we're running out of chairs. You get the nice one. It's extra $5 though. Okay, now we are officially out of. What's going on? How many people we have in here? Everyone's in the right place? Whoa, okay, hold on. All right, we gotta make sure everyone's in the right place because we should not have this many people in here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, that's 24. 5, 26, 7, 28, that makes sense. Okay, we're gonna have to try and make a little more room here. See, I'm trying to think of what we can do. Why don't we do this? Why don't this table come down a little bit? Just everything come down, like put yourself about right here. And what I would do is tilt it a little bit so you can see. There you go, here. You get your bags, I'll move it. So like that. You're gonna be like this, okay? And then y'all just come down, and then we'll put a table right here for you. We'll just do one table for now. We'll just do this one, and y'all can kind of sit on that side. Okay, but we're out of chairs, yes?
I'll see if there's.
Yeah, see, if you don't mind. I guess a lot of people really want to take college algebra. All right, well, we'll get a chair, and let's get started with the syllabus. So. First time in college, how many first time? So I know there's some people who may not be familiar with, we gotta watch that cable. If you pull this, it'll change the camera, and then the camera won't be on the board. Hold on. We're okay, all right. So if this is your first time in college, scoot this up. I just don't want you to be, there we go. Is that okay? That way you're not on this. All right, so now there's a student sitting on the floor in another room somewhere, right? All right, if this is your first time in college, I'm not sure how comfortable you are with navigating this, so if you have any questions on how to get to where I'm going to take you, let me know after class and I'll show you how to get to this. So you should be able to log into this place called Canvas, or ACES. Once you log into ACES, you click on My Courses, and you should have here listed on the right-hand side your classes for fall 2019. These are the classes I'm teaching. As you can see, I'm teaching mostly calculus. The only non-calculus class I'm doing is this one. So let's see, let's go in here. All right, so I already looked to see quite a few of you have already been here. I can click on this and I can see which students have actually looked at the pages already. So I know quite a few of you have at least logged in, but there are a few that have not. That's okay. I can keep track of you, in other words. So this is our main page for the class, all right? And there are a few things here that are very important that you come and get. So first of all, we have our class packet. So did anyone buy the materials for the class yet?
I printed it.
Do you have it with you? Do you have yours? So you have two options. You can go to the bookstore and you can print out, you can buy this, which was how much?
Like $5.
Like $5, okay? Or you can just click here and print it out on your own, all right? So whichever you'd like, do that, but do it soon because you have homework out of this packet tonight, like starting today. So if you know you can't get you can at least look at the problems, right? So everyone should be okay. And then we have our schedule. If you click on that, we'll go ahead and take a look at this. This shows us kind of a day by day. Kristen, I was looking for you then. Let's see, okay. All right. So this is like our day by day, what we're going to do. All right, so today is the 26th of August. We're going to do introduction to the class. We're going to cover fractions. And then these are the homework assignment. This is the homework assignment. So you go to page 7 and 8 in the packet, and you do sections A and B, and just do the odds. Make sense? And then we're just going to try and follow this the whole semester. We'll see how it goes. Our first test, you can see, is going to be pretty soon. It's actually, 1, 2, 3 weeks from today is our first test. And then it tells you what it covers. All right, and we'll just do that the whole semester. Test 1, test 2, test 3, test 4. There's 4 tests, and then you have a final. I don't know the date of the final because they haven't published that yet. So as soon as I know the date of the final, I'll let you know. But I can tell you it's going to be during this week. All right? So that's your schedule. I would just print that out, put it in a binder or folder, wherever you're going to keep all your math stuff. Just have that. All right? Okay, and then videos for class lectures. So if you click on this, it'll take you to the YouTube page for just this class. So this camera, I'm recording everything up here, and I'll put that out on YouTube later today. And so if you miss class, you're supposed to be here, but if you miss class, the first thing you do is you go watch the video to see what you missed. Because if you miss something, it's going to be in the video, all right? And the whole idea behind this is not so that you can, not be here. It's because people have problems with car or childcare. Something comes up and then you miss class and then you feel like you've been gone for 3 weeks when you come back, right? So this is supposed to just be kind of like a safety net for you. Or also during class you can pay a little more attention to what I'm doing and not just trying to copy everything down. Just know that you can always go back and watch it, all right? So that's the YouTube page. If you want to look at any of my old class lectures, ones I've already done, you can go watch those. Files, that'll take you to anything that I need to hand out to you. In the files, you'll see the solutions to your homework. So the homework problems that I'm assigning you, the solutions are actually here for you. So you go work through the problems on your own, check your answers, and then if you have questions, you can still ask or email me or something like that. Okay, questions on this so far? Oh, I have the homework solutions right here too. All right. And then there's email. In this system, there's an inbox. So the way this works is all communication between me and you electronically needs to go through this inbox. So if you want to send me an email, don't do it through your Yahoo account or your Gmail account. Go through here. You'll compose a message right there, and then you'll send it to me, and I'm sure you can figure that out. All right, and then anything I send to you, I'm going to send through here, and it'll appear over here on the left-hand side. All right. So I think if it has a blue dot, I have not checked it. So that's your unread mail. Y'all can figure that out? Yes. This is 2019. Yes. Okay. And then what else? The syllabus we're going to talk about. There's a discussion board. Not many students use this, but if you want to try and communicate with your classmates, you can do that through the discussion board. I will offer bonus points for anyone who uses the discussion board on a regular basis to talk to other students. I'll consider that as bonus at the end, all right? Your grades will appear here as we move through the class. Your grades, I'll post them there, and you can always see like where you stand in the class, all right? That's about all I want to talk about there. Let's get to the syllabus. Okay, so this is a huge, long document, so I'm just going to hit the highlights on this thing. I already introduced myself. I have an office in this building on the first floor. It's Juniper Hall, room 111. That's an O. So if you can find that location, that's where I am. All right. It's kind of buried it's like in a basement in this building, basically. So that's my office number. Now I also provide all my students my cell phone number. So if you ever need to get in touch with me, like let's say you're going to miss class, don't call me, don't text me, send me an email. All right. If it's something like you're having trouble with a problem, like a homework problem or something, and you've tried to figure out the answer, can't figure it out, what you can do is, use the technology we have, right? Take a picture of the problem, take a picture of your work, and then send that to me through a text, and then I'll be able to reply back, and I can write on my phone is the one that you can write on it, so I can write on your work and circle, oh, here's your mistake, and so we can use that, if you need to get in touch with me. Now, I do ask that the first time you text me, you make sure you include your name and what class you're in. That way I know who I'm talking to. And don't be like, hey, I need help on number 3 on the homework. Again, take a picture of the problem, take a picture of your work, send it to me, all right? Now, I am in my office available to you. These are office hours or times that I'm supposed to be sitting in my office, sitting there like on YouTube, just messing around, waiting for students to come visit me, all right? And these are the days and times I'm there. So today I'm limited. I have a class immediately after this. And then after that class, I'll be in my office from about 12:45 to 2:15. So if you need to come in and sit down and talk with me about anything, that's the time on Monday, Wednesday. And then Tuesday, Thursday, I have a lot more office hours in the morning, 9:15 to 12:50. And on Fridays, I'm here, but you have to make an appointment because we have a lot of meetings. So I can usually meet with you, but we have to work it out. I can't post a dedicated time for Fridays, all right? All right, so I already talked about what you need, the packet, so we got that. You also need a calculator. Now, you cannot use your phone as a calculator on tests. So this is the one that that's it? Already?
Yeah.
Already? It was something I said?
No, we're in the wrong place.
It's not something I said?
No,
You sure?
No.
All right, good luck. Anyone else need to bail? No? No? Good luck. Everyone else in the right place? You sure? Okay. All right, so this is it, TI-30XS. I think this is like $12. So I think all in, you're like under $20 for this class, for materials. If you already have a calculator, I don't mind you using it. However, when I'm in class, I'm going to be going over keystrokes on how to do certain things on this calculator. And if I have 10 students that have different calculators, we don't have the time for me to go around and show you, every single one of you, how to do it on your calculator. I can do it after class, I can do it on my office hours, but during class, I'll be showing students how to do it with this, right? So I suggest go out and get it, all right? Sooner the better, yes? Okay. All right, now I'm not going to go through the description of the class, other than it's algebra, and what our objectives are and our outcomes. You can read all that. You're probably most interested in your grade, right? So this is a college level course, which means these are the only grades I'm allowed to give you at the end. There's no other options for me here. Unless you're pregnant on your way to the final and you go into labor and then you're not going to be around for 2 weeks, then I can give you an incomplete. Okay? There is one other grade if something traumatic happens at the end. But there's a lot of things that go with that. You have to have been passing. It has to be approved by me, the chair of the department, and the vice president of the college. So it's not just like you were failing and you just forgot to drop, so give me an incomplete. It's a very special grade. So I want you to look at it as these are the only grades you can earn in the class, all right? So that's a pretty standard grading scale. I do round up, so if you have an 89.5, I'm gonna make that a 90, all right? Hopefully we won't be begging for tenths of a point at the end. And then how we break down the grade is quizzes and homework are going to comprise 15% of your grade. Now, when I say quizzes and homework, what I mean is that on any given day, any given time, I could give you a quiz. So I would always expect that there could be a quiz. The quiz could be, hold on, he's talking about the lab real quick, yeah.
Hello.
Okay, go ahead.
I'm Scott. I'm one of the math tutors here. Both math labs are on this floor, just down the hall. We have 2 math labs. So the first one, the closest one to us, is 308. Where we focus on one-on-one tutoring sessions, and you're hearing 5 sessions. So definitely use those. They're about 30 minutes apiece. The other math lab focus more on maybe you need lab minutes or you just want to get some homework done. maybe you take a study group over there, so definitely that resource is good just to have some allotted time to study. You need banner ID is very important for the next few days. Who hasn't got their student ID yet? All right, so what you'll want to do in the next few days is go near the gym and look at the student line, and they'll print you out a free ID there.
And you get it right when you do it, right?
Yes.
It's immediate. You don't have to wait for it.
And that's the way you check out calculators here. So let's say you don't want to buy one from Amazon, which is about $14 for a scientific calculator and up if you want to buy a TI-84 or something like that. So you can borrow a calculator from either our lab. In 316, there's graphing calculators, and in both labs, there's scientific calculators. Other than that, what's your policy on tests?
They have to take them.
Okay, so you have to take your test. So definitely be here in those tests. Those are very important. They're a huge chunk of the grade. So 308 focus more on reteaching and relearning that information, and the other lab is more like you got to hang with it and you just need a quick few tidbits. I'm having trouble with this one. Can you please help me? Don't be shy to raise your hand because that's what we're here to help with. Other than that, are there any questions about either of
Are those lab hours accurate, do you know?
Yes. So
Okay.
definitely take a snapshot of that. We're open Monday through Friday, not Saturday or Sunday. Give your brain a little bit rest. A way to overcome math anxiety and stress throughout the semester is to definitely use us. Some students think oh, I don't need to go to the lab. I'll just go and search on YouTube videos, and they're searching for 5 to 6 hours. And they come in later to us, and they're like, man, I should have just came in here and it took 5 minutes instead of 4 hours to find a question. So definitely use us. We're here. We base our success on the success that you have in these courses. So we definitely want that sense of community, and we just want to help you, and that's our job. And we don't help just because it's our job, it's because we want to help you learn that information. Other than that, use us, don't abuse us, because that's not a healthy relationship, and thanks for your time.
All right, thank you. So basically, I mean, I think you get it, but we offer 2 labs here for tutoring, for helping students get along with their math. The fact that you're in math 13, 14 probably means you're not huge fans of math. Is that correct? Like nobody in here is like hardcore, I love math. Like I just want to keep doing more math in college, right? For most of you, if not all of you, this is the last math course you're ever going to take in your life. We're going to talk a little bit more about that in a second, but so if you're ever feeling like you're really lost, those 2 labs are there for you, all right? A lot of tax dollars go into providing you that resource. All right, breakdown of the grade. So the quizzes, expect a quiz at any point in time. Quizzes could be like you walk in, I'm like, hey, everyone take out a sheet of paper. I'm gonna give you a quiz over, last class's material or something over your homework. I could say, take out a piece of paper and your homework and let you use your homework as I give you a quiz. Or I could say a group quiz, or I could give you a take-home quiz. The idea is that they can come in any form, any format, right? At any time. My expectation is that whatever we cover in one class, like today, I can quiz you on it next class. All right? That's the expectation, is that whatever we've done in this class, the next time I see you, you should have practiced and understood that material. All right? Okay, and then homework. I mean, I already told you the homework solutions are online, right? So this is really mostly quizzes, but sometimes if I feel like the class is not doing their homework, I'll just walk into class and say, okay, I want to see your homework from last class. Take it out. And I'll just walk around and give you a quiz grade. And if you have it, great, you get 100. If you don't, you get a 0. All right, so that's more of like me just visually checking. Make sense? And then we have our 4 exams, 15% of the grade each, and then the final exam is worth more because it covers not every little thing, but it covers the whole course. It's cumulative. But I will give you reviews for each exam, so I will give you something to look at and to practice. And then if you can do that review, I promise you the test will not deviate from that review much at all. All right? All right, attendance, you need to be here. If you miss 4 times, then this is important, especially since there's so many people first time in college. I learned this the hard way, all right? When you're in college, if you miss more than 4 classes, usually like during a fall semester, then you're not automatically dropped from the class, okay? That doesn't happen. What happens is that after that 4th absence, your grade is now in the hands of the professor. So if the professor allows you to continue to come, they can. If they want to fail you, they can. It's no longer your control, all right? 4 absences, and that's, 4 I think is reasonable. That's 2 weeks of class. And so that takes care of any sort of like, medical issues or things like that. So please make sure that if you just kind of have too much going on in your life and you just stop coming to class, go drop the class, go withdraw, because if not, at the end you'll get this big fat F at the end of the class. And you'll be like, I was only there for the first 3 weeks. Well, I don't go and drop students because that's just like, I didn't enroll you, right? I didn't go sign you up for this class. So I'm not gonna get you out of here. You gotta get yourself out of here. Does that make sense? Okay. 6 drop rule, you can read that. Tutoring, we already talked about that. SOBI, okay, so this is actually something I used to breeze through, but now I think we should talk about it. Does anyone know what SOBI is about, this statement? And it's in every syllabus, in every class that you take. No? What does it stand for? Strategies of behavioral intervention. What do you think that has to do with?
Keeping people out of awkward and uncomfortable situations from harassment.
Harassment, I guess, could fall into that. I think this is just kind of like a sign of the times. Like, we have to pay attention to what's going on. If there's a classmate or someone that you see in the hall that, we have to pay attention to our surroundings. If something looks out of place, we need to make sure we're aware of it. We talk to somebody about it. So that leads me to the next thing. What if we start hearing gunshots down the hallway right here? What are we doing? Hiding? Mm-hmm. Okay, so we should probably think about this a little bit, yes?
Going out of the building.
Okay, so this, obviously you go out this door and there's exit that way, and then if you go straight, there's an exit, and if you go to the right, there's an exit. So it's pretty much exit points any way you run out this door, right? But what if we can't go out the door?
Honestly, blockaded with all these dang desks just piling up in front of the door.
Okay, so this side of the classroom is going to barricade the... So what about the windows?
Well, I'm saying, if they're...
Can we go out that way?
No.
We can go out that way. So I've already checked. Both of these windows, there's an awning right here. And this awning is, it's what, 4 feet? 3 feet? Right? So this is an exit point. Now once you're on the awning, you'd eventually have to jump maybe 1 story, like one floor down. You would survive that fall for sure. Okay? Yeah, 2019, right? The funny thing, it's not funny, but I've been actually doing that since I started teaching. I've always talked about exit points. And back in the early 2000s when I was doing it, my students were like, what? Like, this guy's crazy. And it's just the way I was raised. My dad always taught me, in a restaurant, you look at the exit points. You never put your back to the door. These are things I was taught as a kid. So I've always been that way. But now it's just like, yeah, we should think about that. Because if you're sitting there curled up under your desk, right, in the fetal position, waiting to be executed by somebody, when that was an exit the whole time, you didn't know that, right? That's not good. So, yeah, we have, we want to go out the door. If we need to, we barricade, we try and breach the windows, and we go that way, all right? All right, behavioral policy. So this is actually a really big policy here. I know it's tough to sit here and do math, all right, because again, you're not huge fans of it. But I do expect you to be awake, and I do expect you to be participating, paying attention. If you are on your phone messing around, or you're sleeping, I'm going to deduct 10 points off of your next exam. I'm going to ask you to leave, and I'm going to count you absent. So it's a huge penalty for sitting there and, I don't know, updating your status on whatever social media you're on. You know what I'm saying? Like, put that away. If you've got to do that, like it's urgent, step out of the room, take care of it. If you need to make a phone call, step out of the room, take care of it, all right? There might be times where I have to take a call. Usually if I'm expecting a call, I will tell you before class, expecting a call, I might step out, but I won't ever just answer it in here, all right? So please show me the same respect, all right? Yes, is that okay? All right, some people don't like that policy because they're like, I pay to go to college, I should be able to use my phone in class. Well, I still get to make the rules until they tell me I can't. That's my rule, all right? All right, that's the syllabus, pretty much. There's a bunch of other stuff that I'm not going to read, but any questions? All right. Don't think there's anything else here that I want to talk about. Okay, so let's make sure that we are in the right place. Oh, you need to come in here too? What's up?
To remind you, just assume that people are maybe in the wrong math class for their major, just to 308.
To 308?
Yeah, anybody who's standard, if you think you're in the wrong class for your major math-wise,
We're just about to start that part where I'm going to make sure that they're, yeah, okay. All right, 308. Okay. All right, so I'm going to try and explain this to you, all right? When I was in college, there was only one college algebra, Math 13, 14. Everyone had to take it, all right? And what happened is, as I've been here teaching, when I first started, there was one college algebra. And what was happening is all our students were coming to us from high school, and they couldn't do any math at all. Like they were, fourth grade, fifth grade level of math, and they were coming to us. And so they couldn't complete a degree, right? You can't complete a degree if you can't get through that requirement of college algebra. So what happened here at this college is they took the college algebra and they actually broke it into two different ones, 13-14 and 14-14, all right? So you're in this one. And the intent of this course is to make it, I'm just going to be honest, this course is much, much, much easier than this course, all right? But the idea is that you're not going to be building us bridges later on. You're not going to be like trying to be an engineer or a computer scientist, or you are saying, by offering you this easier path, you are saying you're going to not be in a math-related field. Does that make sense? A STEM field. STEM, science, technology, engineering, and math, okay? If you're not going to do that, welcome. I'm going to help you get through this, okay? This is going to be good, all right? You're offered this easier path. But we got to make sure right now that everyone's in the right place, because if you're here, if you're supposed to be here and you're taking this class, then what's going to happen is when you get to the next math class, you're not going to be ready, because this class does not prepare you for the next step, which is pre-calculus. And so you'll just die in pre-cal, and you'll just continue to take that class and fail it, and then you'll eventually change your major, all right? So I want you to succeed, we all do. So we just got to make sure right now that everyone's in the right class. And one way you can tell, there's a chart here that shows which class leads into which majors. So you want to make sure that 100% sure that you're supposed to be here. Is anyone on the fence right now questioning that at all? What is your major?
My major's like biology/pre-nursing.
Okay.
Am I in the right class?
I think that's going to depend on where you're going to school.
Like after this college?
Yeah, like,
TSA.
okay, so my advice to you right now would be to go to room 308 just to make sure, all right?
Okay.
So just go, it's right across the hall. Just go to room 308, tell them biology, UTSA, right? And they're either going to send you back or they're going to help you get into the right one. So there's a lot of things that dictate that. Let me see. Stats, yeah. Just go check with them.
Okay.
All right? And if we'll save you your seat, all right?
Okay.
Anyone else not sure? Okay. All right. Everyone fill out one of those little sticks. Let's kind of group those together and pass them up. So what I'm going to do with these sticks is, to keep you alert, is every day I'm going to just, you didn't get sticks? Okay, marker. Thank you. Just put your name on those. So every day I'm just gonna, as I'm working through problems, I'm just gonna like pull sticks and call on you to help finish out the problem that we're doing.
Do you want hers?
Yeah, we'll take it. I'll just keep her separated for now. And don't worry about those Sharpies. I'll pick them up at the end of class. Thank you. All right, so look, when I pull your name and you're sitting there all nervous and everything, it's totally okay to make a mistake, right? I'd rather you make a mistake here in class than to make a mistake on a quiz or a test, all right? So that's the idea behind this. And we'll see how it goes, all right? You all ready? So I am tasked with giving you an assignment first day. Oh wait, you know what? It's in that folder. There it is. So I'm going to hand you your first day assessment. Now check this out. I have nothing to do with this, all right? The department wants me to hand this to you, and this is being handed to a bunch of different classes, not just 13, 14, but a bunch of different classes in math classes today. And this is a basic arithmetic sort of, let's see where our students are, all right? I actually haven't looked at this. It's 10 problems. You only have 15 minutes. You cannot use a calculator, okay? If you're one of those students who has special accommodations for testing, you can't have them. This is just, you're not gonna be graded on this, all right? This is just, we're gonna collect it, and then they're gonna put it in a big pot, and they're gonna take a sample, and they're gonna grade them, we're gonna try and figure out where our students are, okay? So, don't stress out about this, all right? But try, I mean, don't just be like, well, there's no grade, who cares? Now, put your name on the back, hold on the back of it, put your name. And then if you know your banner ID, put that on the back also. If you don't know it, don't worry about it. So put your name on the back, do your work on the actual page I gave you. No calculators, no phones, no helping each other. So you're okay?
Yeah.
All right, good. I think there's 4 there. Uh-oh. I might just have enough. Yep, that's it. All right, so we're going to start the clock here. I'll give you 15 minutes. I'm going to think about that. I'm not sure yet. Yeah. If you're done, raise your hand. I'll come pick it up. Thank you. Thank you. Okay. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I'll take it. Oh. Okay. Thank you. You're done. Okay, thank you. Thank you, sir. Thank you. We're going to go just like 5 more minutes. You done?
Name has been already.
If you know it, if not, you can just leave it at. Yeah, don't worry about it. Thank you. That's okay. Yeah, we're just trying to see where you are. Thank you. We'll go one more minute. You ready to turn it? You ready to turn them in? Thank you. You ready? Yeah. Okay, is that everybody? So, did you get that kind of like test anxiety feeling? Right? So you may actually know how to do all these, but you walk in, you're not, your gears aren't turning yet, and all of a sudden, boom, you have this thing in front of you, right? So that is something that you actually need to think about this semester. A lot of times students will come into class, they understand what we're doing, they go home, they do their homework, they seem to know it, they come to the test, it just all vanishes. That's something that in college you have to get better at, and that is test taking. So the way to get better with that is the practice, and not just practice as in do your homework. Put yourself in a testing environment at home. Have a friend of yours pick one or two problems from each homework assignment, start a clock, put everything away, practice taking tests at home. If you do that, you'll be better off when you come in here, all right? If all you do is watch me do problems on the board and then go home and kind of just fiddle with the homework a little bit and never actually practice the testing environment, then you'll continue to just have that problem, all right? And unless you have some diagnosis where the access office for students that have special needs tells me that you need extended testing time or this or that, then that means it's something you have to deal with. There's nothing more I can do for you, all right? So practicing the test taking, we'll talk about it more as we move through the semester. I'm thinking from the reaction of a few people that y'all want me to go through this. I didn't plan on doing that, but we can. I would say everything here, even though maybe you're not fresh with it, everything on the board here is something that I would expect somebody walking into this class has the ability to do, all right? Now let's just see how much of this, once I go through it, is something where you'll be like, oh yeah, okay, all right? So let's look at the first one. First one, can I call on you? Yeah, well, you don't have a choice, right? Okay. Is that Zeke?
Yeah.
Z-E-K-E, right?
Yeah.
Zeke, how's it going, Zeke? I'm going to try and learn your names. I'm real bad with names, really bad with names. So if I call your name and I'm looking over here, but you're over there, like, don't take it personally, all right? Zeke? Zeke? No, I'm just kidding. I know. Okay, so Zeke, number one, did you have any issues?
Kinda, just kind of just kind of, going out the door like you said.
Okay. So let's help Zeke out. If we were going to do this, how would we do this? Subtraction?
Size 26.
So you just put them vertically, right? So you write them vertically. So 526, and then subtract 248. And look, nobody's going to walk out of here, right, Zeke? No one's going to walk out of here and be like, oh, this guy's Zeke. He had trouble with number one. Like, no one cares, right? No one's going to be insulted here if you get something wrong, right? Is that all right? Okay. All right, so vertically is the way I think most people would go about this without a calculator. Of course, if you have a calculator, just type it in and you're done, right? So vertically, and then you start subtracting, right? You can't take 8 away from 6, so you have to borrow from the 2, right? So you borrow 1 from the 2, and this all depends on how you learned it. You write, 16 up here. This all depends on your background, so it might look a little different to you the way I'm doing it here. So, yeah? And then what? Yeah, you can't take 4 away from 1, so you have to borrow 1 from the 5, and that becomes a 4. Now that 1 becomes an 11. Then you subtract there, and what's that? 11 take away 4? 7, and then you go 4 minus 2, and you get 278, all right? Okay, that one. All right, now number 2. Let's see, number 2. Rodrigo, that's you? Okay. On number 2, any ideas here? Okay, so you did like that, we call that like long division, the old school like division box, right? So you did something like, what number goes out here? 13 goes out here, and then 54.99. And then you have to play that game where you try and figure out how many times does 13 go into 5? Well, it doesn't, right? How many times does 13 go into 54? 4? Is it 4? Something like that. So 4, and then maybe on the side you're doing 13 times 4, and you're trying to figure out what this is. 40, what's that, like 52 or something like that? And then 52 comes here, and then you subtract. Does this all kind of look familiar? Yeah. Okay, I'm not going to finish it, but that's the way you do number 2. Number 3. Frank? Is that Frank?
Yeah.
With a CK? Interesting. Okay. All right, Frank. How about number 3?
So I was kind of confused a little bit.
Okay.
I think it's like flip, right?
Flip the fraction over? Is that what you said?
Yeah.
That's what we do with division. That's this one. That's this one. Okay, so this is actually a problem. We're going to talk about this today. All right, so let's put this on the back burner. All right, back burner for right now. And this one we'll put on the back burner also, because this is a division of 2 fractions. Okay, we'll talk about that in a little while. This one, decimals, multiplication. So I'll just show you how this one would have gone. You would have done 49.26 times, and then down here you would have put like 9.1, and then you do something with the decimals. Yes?
I was curious, like,
Uh-huh.
is one possible way to do the multiplying and everything like that? Could you actually move it over 2 places and then
Like move this over?
multiply- Yeah.
Yes, and then
multiply
put-
together and then bring it back 2 places?
I'm not quite sure what do you mean move them
Like,
over?
If you were to multiply those by 100 and then multiply them together and then divide them by 100, would that still come out?
Multiply each of them by 100?
No. Okay, multiply the 49.26 by 100.
Which would give you that number, Sid.
Yeah. it's
Then do
the
that.
Number, and
Then divide by 100.
divide by
Yes,
100.
that would work.
Okay.
Yes. I'm not going to go through this. I mean, in reality, this problem right here, we would normally just use a calculator for, anytime we get decimals. This one right here, yes, we could use a calculator, but we should be able to do that without a calculator. This we should be able to do without a calculator. When we get the decimals, calculator's easy, right? How about this one? 3/5 converted to a percentage. Anyone get that one? What'd you do? So how'd you get 60?
I divided 3 into 5.
Okay, so you did like first figure out what 3 into 5 is, right?
Yeah,
I have that the wrong way, sorry.
The 5 into the 3.
Yeah, 5 into 3. And then when you did that, you wound up getting a decimal point 6, right?
Yeah.
And then once you have 0.6, you convert it to a percentage by moving decimal 2 places to the right. So this becomes 60%.
I got 1 out of 10.
Okay, good, good. How about number 7? Who got number 7? Negative 24, take away 82. What did you get there?
You add them.
So you-
And add them and make them negative.
Yeah, you add them and make negative. So it's like you owe someone 24 bucks, right? Negative, and then you owe more. You owe 82 bucks. So it's like you're adding the two numbers together, but then make it negative. So whatever that comes out to be. How about this one? Negative 56 divided by 8. It's just, yeah, if it was 56 divided by 8, that'd be 7, right? A negative divided by a positive is negative, right? So that's negative 7. Okay, this one I think a lot of people missed. This one right here. Let's see. I'll call on Christian. Is that right? Yes? Christian?
So I multiplied the 3 by the 8 first,
Ah, good. Yeah, you have to do 3 times 8 first.
and I added the 7.
Okay, so this has to do with order of operations, which we will be talking about actually next class. So we will cover this again, but the first thing you do is the multiplication right here, and that was this order of operations thing. It's called PEMDAS or something like that. Okay, we'll talk about it later, but you do that multiplication before you do these addition or subtraction. So this should become 4 minus 3 times 8 first is 24, and then you do plus 7. And then you have addition and subtraction, so those you do from left to right. So you do those two first. So what's 4 take away 24? Negative 20. And then you still have plus 7. So now negative 20 plus 7, you get negative 13. The last one, do what's in parentheses first. 2 take away 9. Is that a question? Or?
Oh, no.
So 2 take away 9 is going to give you negative 7, and then you square it.
49.
Positive 49, and then add 6. So 55? Okay, I didn't intend on going over that, but... So now that I've gone through it, do you feel like if I gave you another one like that, you feel like you could do better on it? Okay, but this is, again, not my thing. I don't come in here and give like an assessment like the first thing. All right. So 2 things before we don't have a whole lot of time. We only have 20 minutes. This class just flies by, at least for me. 2 things. Going back to the whole thing about exit, what would happen if there was an active shooter or something like that. I hate to keep on harping on this. I'm going to keep the door locked, okay, during class. So if you need to leave to use the restroom, just leave. And then if whoever's over here doesn't mind letting people back in. And the reason for that is I think other than the Newtown shooting where the guy shot through the front of the school and went in and killed all those first graders, other than that one, I don't think any active shooter has ever actually breached a door. They've always gone to like what's open and what's available. Now we have a big window there, but still the door is, if we keep it locked, that's just one more layer, right? If it's unlocked, I'm not going to go run over to the door to go lock it, so. All right, and then the other thing is why are we doing this, right? So nursing, right? That's what you said? Let's see, what's your major?
Social work.
Social work? Business? Psychology? Nursing? So why is it that you're required to come in here and do math? Like, do you think you're actually going to use any of this?
Yes.
You think so? Huh? Maybe some things. So like in nursing, if you're trying to calculate a dosage, right, for a patient, I hope you use the app on your phone because humans make errors and machines don't, right? So if you forget that decimal point, right, that could make a difference between life and death for somebody, right? And most doctors my wife is in the medical profession. She uses an app for all dosing, okay? Business, right? Business is more about a way you think about things. So the math part of it is, yeah, it's there, but it's not the main thing part of business, right? Social work, same thing. I mean, yes, you might have to figure out, I don't know what you're getting into, but you might have to help someone figure out a budget for their, yes, those things are there, but we probably use technology. So why is it that you still in 2019 have to come sit and go through this curriculum, right? It's not just this, you also have to take what else? English, you have to take history, you have to take art, you have to take these electives. What's the point? This is a question you have to ask yourself because you're paying, right? Or at least somebody is helping you fund this education. So why?
Well, it's not only that, within the first couple of years of someone going to college, usually they change at least once or twice.
Change their major,
Where
yeah.
they want to go, what they want to do. I mean, most of y'all are so damn young.
Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you. I'm just trying to make sure you've thought this through, because I think if you have a good perspective on this, then it will help you be able to sit through 16 weeks of math and not have that question, when am I ever going to use this? Why do I need to do this, right? If you can answer this question, then I don't have the answer, okay? I don't have the answer. I have a couple of answers that might help, all right? So I look at it a couple of different ways. One way is you're seeking a piece of paper, all right? A degree. And a lot of companies, a lot of employers are going to hire somebody who has a degree versus somebody who does not. Now, is that fair? I don't know. But what does that degree tell the employer? So let's say I'm an employer, I've got two people sitting here, one of them has a degree, one of them doesn't. Does a person with a degree, are they more capable of doing the job than the person without?
No.
Not necessarily, right? But what the degree tells me is this. This person is capable of learning things that they may not necessarily even care for or be good at, right? Look, they got through math, even though they aren't strong in math. They got through history so they can read, they can process that information, regurgitate it. They can do all these things in your curriculum for your degree. All these different things have been demonstrated. You have grades for them, right? So I'm not going to have